Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss Pre-Market Report for August 3rd, 2017. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. Right now, the ES is holding at highs within a very tight range. Again, that range dictated by last Thursday's range that has basically been the range that has prices stayed within throughout the week. Here's Friday, here's Monday through Thursday, and we haven't even tested the edges. Just very quietly holding at highs. Remember, tomorrow pre-market is the NFP report. Market could continue to hold and test the edges of this range until we see that report come and go, at which point we could see some sort of expansion or move. Now, as I always say, when you have a range that's this narrow and continues to narrow even more, oftentimes you may see a false breakout on the first move followed by a continuation in the opposite direction. So for example, if price were to break downward and then reject down here, we could see a major continuation up. Likewise on the opposite side, if you go up here and then it fails to hold, you could be looking at a slam to come. So keep in mind, when you have a narrow range, the market tends to test both edges of the range before seeing confirmed directional expansion. All right, let's take a look here at crude oil. In crude oil right now, we see that price has remained in an upward trending market. The recent one-day pullback has been a buying opportunity off 48.40 for bulls that were eager to defend the trend that early. Back here toward 47.65 offers an even better opportunity to defend as well. So even a push down that low could still offer a buying opportunity. Right now, the market has been on a path toward 52s, and we were watching to see how this market was going to respond to these levels, given that upper trend line that has developed. Right now, the market remains in an upward trending structure, and a breakdown below 47.65 would suggest a return back toward 45.66. So right now, with this pullback and this little bounce happening, there could be some sort of tell that comes soon, because if price comes into this previous high and is rejected, that could lead to a quick path back toward 45.66. But zooming through that level would obviously push us toward 52s, and that would be the next upside target to watch. So we'll keep an eye on this one right now in the range overall. If you look at the intraday chart, a little bit of pace and tempo here overnight, which could bode well heading into, which could bode well heading into the rest of the day. We've had price hold near lows and form a very tiny box and then reverse sharply. So here's the lows of the day. Very tight quote range, and bam, explodes back to R3. Has been holding R3 this entire time. Great moves back to VWAP. VWAP defended. So we got some great pace and tempo here today so far in crude oil. Whenever you see market movement that's this nice and fluid for the most part, and you're actually seeing movement, that's a great day to typically engage, at least during the morning. So keep an eye on this one. Watch 49.90. That's R3. Above that zone could spark price discovery toward 50.5 and 50.12. All right, taking a look now at the NQ. Here's the higher time frame NQ. Overall, this thing continues to hold near highs, has seen rejections at 42.75 and below into 40 evens, 30 evens, right? That whole zone has been offered all week long. But every time price goes down, it's being rejected back up. So these bears have been defending after last week's high here. But every time price goes down, it's been rejected. Yesterday, there was an outside sell that was developing where the high was above this high and the price was below this low. That was an outside sell that was developing that could have been quite bearish, but instead, price bounced right off the 8 PIMA, right off the top of the pivot range, and again, prices below the previous month's close defended, and now we're back above 5,900. So this one is sitting right at the top of the key range. Lots of confluence in this zone, and price is currently building out. Again, expansion from this range could spark a very, very nice move. If there's a failure to hold 5,900 overall, 57.29 could be the target before this thing tries to bounce back up toward highs. And again, with how many bears have been defending here, bulls would want to target above 59.50 for a run of the buy stops that could squeeze to the next upside target. Remember, this key range right here and the extensions would suggest a target as far out as 62.64 over the next couple of months here. So we could be looking at a nice continuation toward those targets overall. We just have to see how price is going to respond off this upper zone right now. Lastly, let's take a look at GC. GC has remained quite bullish. The thing I mentioned with this one, what keyed us off again was market structure here, where price broke back above market structure. Then there was a failed new low here that led to a rally. And that failed new low is what got the party started for us on the bull side. And failed new lows have continued to be quite bullish here each time it happens. And right now you're seeing that again with another rejection. This was a one-day failed new low that led to push higher, but overall it didn't really rally through to new highs. And instead, we just got a big stop run back into the top of the pivot range, and now we're back up above the previous lows of the week. So right now, again, looking like potential rejection. If you look at the intraday chart, the absorption is happening off the 1266 to 1265 zone. So any rotation into 1266, 1265 could still offer a buying opportunity for a continuation toward 1290 to 1300. So right now, another failed new low. Typically speaking, those in a trending market can be a great opportunity to buy ahead of the next swing move up. All right, that's it for now. Let's see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck and trade well.